Should you come with your family when coming to the UK to study or to work, or should your family join you after you have settled in for a while? We are going to look at this and other issues. So if this is something you're interested in, then watch this video till the end. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jabaki. If this is the first time you're joining me on this channel, you are most welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, I so much appreciate you. You have the opportunity to bring your dependents with you, or they joining you over here if you're coming as a student. And by dependents, I mean your spouse and children. They can't join you over here in the UK if you are coming as a student. So some people would want to stay in the UK permanently after they've completed their studies or education in the UK. They would want to get a job, they would want to settle here permanently, okay, go through all the process and eventually have the settlement status in the UK. And others also would want to just come and study. Maybe they are coming to do their master's or PhD, and they would want to return back home to Africa. Yes, some actually would want to go back home. It's not everybody who comes, to the UK who would want to settle here. There are some who would want to go back home because they have a good job waiting for them, okay? Or they have something else that's, tying them, back home to Africa or their home country. So they wouldn't want to stay here in the UK after they're done with their studies. So today I would want us to consider whether to bring your family, your dependent spouse, children with you when you are coming to study in the UK, whether you should come with them or they should join you later, or whether they should, even come at all. Especially if you want to go back home to Africa after your studies, is it worth it coming with your dependent? So we'll look at both scenarios, if you want to settle here permanently and if you want to go back home to Africa after your studies. First of all, we want to consider those who would want to go back home to Africa or their home country after their studies over here in the UK. So for instance, let's say you were coming to do your master's, which is usually between 12 to 18 months in the UK. Should you come with your children and your spouse? So this is it, okay? First of all, if you really want to, you can come with your spouse. Just consider if your spouse has the opportunity to return back to her work, when you're done with your study as the main applicant and you're going back to Africa or wherever you're coming from. Does she have the opportunity to return back to her job if she is working? Okay, and is it worth it she leaving her job and coming here for that short period of time? So this is something that you should consider. And if you're thinking about children too, in my opinion, I think that you shouldn't come with your child, especially if you're coming to spend between 12 to 18 months and you return back home. I think that you should just let your child be, because first of all, they're going to leave their school. It's going to disrupt their education. They will leave their school and then come here within that short time. And then when you're done with your education, then they will leave the school over here, the friends they've made, and go back home. You're not going to look for a place for them and all that. So you should consider all of that. And apart from that, also the costs that will be incurred, because for each of your dependents you would be paying healthcare surcharge. And currently, if you're coming to spend that 12 months over here, even for just let's say 12 months, you'll be paying around £705. Each of them, each person will pay that amount of money, and you pay for visa fee for each person, the flight ticket. So I think that's all the stress in, bringing the child, especially here for that short period. In my opinion, I think that you can just let the child, stay back home, and when you're done, you go back and then you continue life over there to save you money. It will save the child also emotional trauma. They're leaving their friends and then coming to a new environment. They'll try to adjust here and there and get used to the system. By the time they're almost done with that, they have to pack their bags again and go back. The second scenario I would want us to look at is if you are coming here as a student and you are looking to stay on after you finish with your education. You want to settle here after your education. So with that one, should you come immediately with your family, or should you, the applicant, come first, then your family would join you later? So this is it. You are coming to the UK, to a new environment, somewhere you've never been before, okay? And you are not used to the system. You don't know anything apart from what you might have seen on YouTube, okay? You have not had the experience in the UK, and for that matter, any other Western country that you may be going to. It doesn't just apply to the UK. You don't know anyone around here. You don't know how things work, and you don't have a place to even stay yet. Okay, so sometimes you're coming here and then all you have is a hotel that you have booked to stay for a while, and then afterwards you would want to look for accommodation. Or some people can even decide to let someone, if they know someone over here in the UK, get an accommodation for them. But hey, it will be better if you yourself come here and you get the place of your own, a place that you are satisfied with. So if you are coming here, first of all, and you are coming alone as the main applicant, then you are free to move around. You don't have any family you are thinking about, your kids, your spouse, you alone, going about looking for accommodation, doing the viewing here and there and looking for the right place that will suit your family. Because if you should even come with your family, see, some landlords do not want children in their property. When you're going to rent a house, they tell you that they don't want children. And so if you come straight with your family and you're searching and searching and searching, and the landlords are saying, okay, we don't want children, then what are you going to do? You will keep searching. It will take a while for you to get that right place. So at least if you come and you're alone and you decide to get a place, you don't have any child with you. And I doubt if later on you are coming with your family, or you say, okay, your family is joining you, I doubt if the landlord will tell you to leave their property, Coming with your family, I think it will be too stressful, okay, for them. And children especially, when you are all trying to find your way around just like that. But if the main applicants, you come first and you sort of sort things out, you know where what is, you know how to go about things, you know how to find your way around, then when you are a bit settled and feel a bit confident in the system, then you can now go back and bring your family. By the time your family comes, you would have even been able to save some money to get a mortgage, so they come and then you are in your own home. Yes, it's very, very possible. I believe that some people may be scared that their family may not get a visa to join them. But hey, if they qualify for it, okay, whether they are coming with you or they are coming later, they would get it. Do you understand? So the fact that your family is coming later on does not mean that it's going to reduce their chances of getting their visa if they're coming to join you as dependent. No, it will not reduce their chances. Okay, so that fear, I know, definitely is there. So that is why usually you would want to all come together so that you know that we have arrived. Okay, yeah, so that fear is there, but no, it doesn't happen like that. One other thing that I would want to talk about is that before you come to the UK, if you know people who already reside here, link up with them, okay? So that when you get here, you would be able to connect with them. See, you would need all the help that you can if you are going somewhere for the very first time. And coming to the UK, there are things that you may want to ask someone, and especially someone who is also, coming from where you're coming from, okay? Yes, who can be able to relate to how you're feeling and relate with you, okay, on certain issues. So it would be very good if you are able to connect with people who are here, link up with them before even coming. And especially if you attend church, it will be very good if you search online, okay, and you get the contact of even your pastor or any leader in the church. And you can tell them, okay, I'm coming over to the UK, I'm also in this church and all that. And some of them will be more than happy, to help you out. They'll be more than happy to look forward to you coming. And immediately you get here, you can link up quickly. And the Africans know we don't want to tell anybody to know that we are traveling abroad. But if you know the person over here in the UK, then try to connect with the person. Let the person know, hey, I'm coming over to the UK. And when you get here, whatever support the person has would be able to, offer it to you. If you need something, with regards to not money, of course, not money, but as to how to find your way around and all that, they'll be able to help you, okay? So it's very, very important that you try to connect before you even, land here in the UK. And for that matter, any other Western country, if you know somebody there, you try and link up so that you get there and you are not alone. Because for me, the support is so important, okay? It's so important because it's a place like no other. What I mean is that it's not Africa. It's just not Africa. How we do our things back home, the kind of support that we have, it's not like that over here. So when you're coming here and you can connect with other Africans, okay, especially church people, then that would be great, okay, so that you would be able to get that support. You'll be able to get it, okay? It's not like you're completely cut off from them, but you would be able to get that support here and there till you find your feet. Finally, what I want to say is that the decision is yours, okay, to make whether you would want to come with your family immediately or not. But as someone who has been here for some time, what I have seen is that it will be good, right, for you to, one person, you all don't have to come and struggle, or you all don't have to go through the stress, that initial stress. So one person can come, the main applicants can come and pave the way for other family members to follow. So just think about that. So this is what I have for you today regarding whether you should come immediately with your dependent or whether they should join you later on. So just let me know what you think in the comments box. Let's share ideas. Let me know your thoughts regarding this. So we meet again. Take care of yourself and keep safe. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so.